What goes on, guys? We're back here again with another very exciting review. Today we are finally going to be taking a look at the Spawn line, I guess he's just calling it Spawn, the Clown by McFarlane Toys. Yes, sir, let's go. I was at my Target when I just got home from a work trip, and I got home and I had to pick up the Dr. Fate from my buddy, and like 5 minutes away was a Target. And I'm like, okay, you know what? I'm here. Might as well go stop in. I was looking for these guys. I found Redeemer there, but they were like, it's street dated. Okay, whatever. I didn't know they were street dated. They're street dated for tomorrow at the time of this recording, Monday the 16th. And me and my girlfriend already had plans to go out, so I'll probably just go to the Target that it was. It's not far. Go pick the Redeemer up. But they didn't have Clown there, of course. So I you have to do it respectfully, but I go to an employee and I say, hey, do you think you could help me find this figure? I gave them the barcode from my phone. They said the one up the road, which is a 15-minute drive, has one of this and one of another figure we'll talk about in the next video. So I said, okay, sure. So I drove over there. The other figure, which I guess we can just kind of tease right there. Ooh, he was sitting on the shelf. I snatched it as fast as possible. And they were saying that they had a clown. So I was like, all right, whatever. I'm looking up and down. I'm doing the under the shelf trick that, collectors like to do, but nothing. So I get discouraged. I'm like, whatever. I'll just grab the hinted figure and, whatever. Look tomorrow at the other Targets. As I'm walking back, there's bins and carts of like restocked items, or like items that need to go out, I guess. I don't really know what Target calls them, but like baskets of items that need to go out on the floor. And I'm like, it's a long shot, but let me go check. And I go over and I look, lo and behold, sitting right in the front is the clown. I bet somebody brought it to the counter and was like, damn, that's a lot. So we're not going to get it. But your boy here just doesn't care about money, I guess. So he went ahead and bought it. I'm very excited for this figure. I'm very excited for this line. This is one of my favorite lines of the year. Like, most anticipated, I guess. So I'm very, very excited. I didn't open either one of them yet. So without further ado, let's go ahead and take a closer look at these. So taking a look at Clown's box real quick, I kind of forgot with the story time. The art on the side looks awesome. I love the elongated fingers. That looks great. You get just, this is a little bit plain compared to like the other ones. He's just kind of standing there, but my assumption is this figure's not going to be very poseable, but I'll take what I can get. I love the big guns, the remote. You get the big Spawn logo on the brick wall on the back. Here's the barcode if you guys need it. On the other side, you get another product image of the clown. You get the blue Spawn logo for him. Kind of plain box, but I'm okay with that. I really don't think that, it needs to be anything fancy. So let's go ahead and take him out and take a closer look. So taking old Clown out of the package, this is a lot more fun than I initially expected it would be. It's really well articulated. Like I remember the initial pictures of this guy. Everybody was like, oh my God, he's got no leg articulation, blah, blah, blah. Whining and crying before they even saw the figure in hand or better images of it. It was just a teaser image. And then when it came out, it had all this articulation in it. And it works very well. Sure, he's not going to be like Spider-Man levels of posability, but for a short, fat guy, I think he works very, very well. So let's go ahead and take a closer look at that head portrait. And wow, look at the sculpt on that. And the paint with the face paint, the mouth, the inside of the mouth is crazy detailed. Like, I can't get over how detailed that freaking mouth is. It's like really, really good. I'm just trying to put more lights on it. That's awesome. And the hair has a nice wash inside of it, so it looks gray and dirty. On the side, you get the studs, the silver studs. And here, you get all the bullets painted on the straps. There's a nice dry brush on the belt with the stripes painted on the shirt. On his arms, I love that. That looks like it popped right out of the comic book. The hair on the arms, that is really nice. He painted on the joint. There's like moles that he painted on the arms. That's crazy. He's got sculpted like skin tabs across his body, and like that looks really, really good. Going down, you get the zipper across the jacket, which is really, really nice. Nothing really on the back except the giant gaping hole, which I do wish they painted the color of the jacket. I mean, I understand it's on the back, and I understand that 9 out of 10 times you're going to be using the accessory that goes in this port. I still think it would have been nice to paint that the same color. But going down to the pants, they got a nice dry brush on them. Well, the legs do. The pants, like on the pelvis, don't. But you won't really see them, so that doesn't bother me at all. And then he gets the studs painted on the ends of his shoes. So yeah, I love the proportions of this guy. We'll get to the comparison at the end, but I love the proportions on this guy. The sculpt and paint is crazy good. So I am really, really happy with this guy. But let's go ahead and talk about his accessories, because he has quite a few interesting things. So starting off with the, I guess, more basic stuff. You do get 2 grip hands for the right side, which I don't know if it was supposed to come with another fist, because these hands look fairly similar. This one looks a little bit more closed, but I don't really mind. And then for the left side, you get a fist, which I really like the way it looks on the figure, so I'm probably gonna leave the fist on there. I like the way it clips on. The sculpt, like it flows with the sculpt, really, really nice. It doesn't look super ugly when the articulation is being used. I mean, it could be a little bit better with the wrist hinge, but for the most part, I'm a big fan of that. So I like the fist a lot. You do get a knife, which looks really good. This silver paint is very clean and shiny. And then you get like a shaving razor knife almost. I forget what it's called, like a switchblade. And I like this a lot. So he's probably going to be holding this on my display shelf. So I like these a lot. Now, the big money, which makes this figure cost a little bit more, is this mamma jamma of an accessory. So I'm going to run through the articulation of this accessory. Yes, is articulation with this accessory. So first off, you get a hinge, just a hinge, not a swivel, so don't try to swivel it. For these 3 rocket packs on the back here, so they hinge up and down. You get a hinge and a swivel on both arms of the mechanized cannons. Then they have heavy detents that allow them to bend any, like, up and down. And then on the end, you have a hinge joint that does not swivel. Don't try to, because I almost stripped my peg here. You can kind of see, so I have to be super, super, super careful with that. But seeing on this side, it's just supposed to hinge. It does not swivel at the top, which I don't really understand why it doesn't, but it does not. So, and it does rotate down here at the handle. So, with getting the articulation out of the way for this thing, we're going to go ahead and show how it works on the figure. So that giant port on the back that I was talking about earlier, this plugs into that very well, actually. It snaps in very good. It can hold its own weight very good. It can hold Clown's weight, so I like that. And he can stand relatively good with it. So you take this and put it in the hand. You know, you gotta have the thumb on the trigger. So that looks really nice. I like that. His legs are a little loose, but we'll talk about his articulation in a minute. And then you get these cannons to face upwards. And this is so freaking awesome. It's really cool. They're a little finicky, but once you get them and you have them, you know, holding his trigger for it or whatever the hell it is, he looks really freaking cool. Mine got a little warped because I had it sitting here in the heat, so I'll have to heat that up and fix that. But yeah, these look really good. I'm going to have to try to fix this because that's definitely broken. But, you know, it's not that big a deal. I can manage to work with that. So yeah, I think that looks super, super cool. And I'm very happy with how that turned out. And they hold up very well. So I think that this would be worth the price point. Like, I think this is worth the price point. I don't know if that's just me, but I'm happy with this being $40. I think this is a lot for $40. But let's go ahead and take a look at Clown's articulation. So taking a look at Funny Danny DeVito over here. He's going to look up that much. Down super well. And then you gotta get the joint back. You gotta, sometimes it might get caught on the outer rim, so just be careful. And then it does rotate and pivot back and forth. So for a head like this, I love the articulation. It looks great in every position and functions very well. Shoulders move up that much, down that much. They rotate 360. No bicep swivel, but you get a single jointed elbow that moves in pretty far, and it swivels at the elbow. Down, you get a wrist swivel and a wrist hinge. So that looks really good. And then you get a big ball joint at the waist, which is perfect for a character like this. I think they should do this more. It does swivel. The hips are a little loose. They move outwards that far, down that much. He will kick forward, not very far at all, only about that far. Back a little bit too. It gets a little gappy, but nothing crazy. No thigh swivel with this guy. Single jointed knees, which, like I said earlier, was debating on whether or not they were even going to have them. And then a pivot and a hinge forward, hinge back pretty far. This one's a little loose, or this ankle's a little loose, but not by much. And then a toe joint on the front. So I think for this guy's proportions and this guy's body type, I think this articulation scheme is more than fair and works exceptionally well. So getting in for a comparison, as I said in my Raven Spawn video, I will just be comparing them to the Mortal Kombat 11 Spawn. And as promised, here he is. And of course, Clown is going to be shorter than him. He's wider, but he's shorter than him, and I think that works very well. That's just how I picture Clown. And I really like that. I really, really like that. So yeah, I think this works really, really nice, and I took some cool pictures of them fighting each other. So this is the point of the video where I know you guys are asking yourselves, yo, Ant, what are you thinking of this figure? And I gotta say, he is surprisingly a lot of fun. Like, considering his build and the price point, I was a little bit worried. I know for some people, he was ringing up like $20 as a McFarlane like DC Multiverse figure. Some people said he was ringing up for $14.99. Like, people are finding him on clearance immediately. Him and the Violator, which is crazy to me. I never get that lucky. I get lucky if I find these things, let alone finding these brand new things on clearance. So I was just happy to buy them. And even at that $40 price point, I think it's pretty fair. So I would give this guy a rating of a 9 out of 10. I just wish the plastic wasn't so brittle on the joints that they use for the mechanical guns, because mine is definitely like on the verge of breaking any second now, which is really annoying because I don't want my thing to break and then I have to fix it, blah, 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 and I'm not going to be able to find a replacement for this guy. So I'm going to just hope the best that it does not break. But other than that, he's perfect. Like, the figure himself, I have no problems with it. I don't need super articulated articulation schemes on characters like Clown. So I'm very much okay with that. But I'd love to hear what you guys have to think about it. Have to say. I think that's all I got to say today. So if you haven't already, please be sure to like, comment, subscribe on the video. I would like to build up 100 followers before the end of the year. That would be very great. I'm heading to college 3 days from now at the time of this recording. So, the reviews might get a little bit less, but, I want to stay here, keep making videos for you guys. So the love is very much appreciated, and I hope that it stays. But with that, I think that is all I have for today. So I will see you guys in the next one. Thanks for watching. Peace out.